Welcome to the PAC Football Report, covering Week 3 games on September 17th. I'm Joe Onderko. We'll look back at last weekend's football games in the President's Athletic Conference, while also previewing the start of league play this Saturday. Week 2 saw 5 matchups between league foes that did not count in the league standings and 1 non-league contest. That game saw defending PAC champion Carnegie Mellon edge number 22 ranked RPI 10-7 in New York. In other action, Westminster rolled at home 42-3 over Bethany. Grove City overcame an early deficit to storm past Geneva 55-17. W&J improved to 2-0, winning 52-21 at St. Vincent. Case Western Reserve held off a challenge at Waynesburg before prevailing 45-31. Finally, Allegheny got its first win since rejoining the PAC with a 34-6 win at Teal. After the weekend's games, both CMU and W&J entered the D3Football.com National Top 25 poll at number 20 and number 25 respectively, with Grove City also receiving votes. PAC Player of the Week honors went to Westminster senior running back Ryan Gomes on offense, Carnegie Mellon senior defensive end Ben Coyne on defense, and Grove City senior kicker Nick Morrow on special teams. Newcomer of the Week went to sophomore quarterback Ian Kipp of Case Western Reserve. The start of conference play has 5 games slated for September 17th, while Bethany has the weekend off. A huge early season matchup takes place at Gesling Stadium in Pittsburgh, as 2-0 Carnegie Mellon hosts 2-0 Grove City. It's the 62nd all-time meeting between the programs. CMU is on a 9-game win streak dating to last year, but their last defeat was a 13-6 defensive slugfest at Grove City early in the 2021 fall season. GCC head coach Andrew DiDonato previews the matchup of conference heavyweights.
The thing with CMU versus Grove City that I always am impressed with and excited to see in this matchup is we both have clear identities. I mean, we know who we are. We live in those identities each week, regardless of who we play, and that's why it's always a slugfest, because we know each other and we do what we do, and ultimately Saturday is going to determine who lives in their identity better than their opponent.
Another huge league showdown takes place Saturday night in Cleveland, as 2-0 W&J travels to face 1-1 Case Western Reserve at DeSanto Field at 7 p.m. The Presidents lead the tightly contested series 11-9, including posting a 37-14 decision at Case a year ago. Veteran Spartan head coach Greg Debelak talks about the deep respect both talented programs have for each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a healthy respect amongst the coaching staffs and the players. You know, we have a huge amount of our roster. I think we have 30 players from Western PA on our roster. So the kids are very familiar with each other, and as are the coaches.
New Waynesburg head coach Cornelius Coleman leads the 1-1 Yellow Jackets against 0-2 Geneva in the PAC opener for both squads at Wiley Stadium at 1 p.m. It's the 83rd all-time meeting between the Presbyterian schools dating back to 1908. The Golden Tornadoes blew past the Yellow Jackets 49-3 in Beaver Falls last season, but Coleman is optimistic based on his team's performance in the season's first 2 games.
To see the effort that they put in and day out, not for myself, not for our coaching staff, but for themselves as a team, for themselves as a unit, for our institution, and start to put the foundations and the building blocks together. I'm extremely proud of them. I'm excited for them.
In other Week 3 conference lid lifters, 1-1 Allegheny travels to Haroldbury Stadium in New Wilmington for a 7 p.m. kickoff with 1-1 Westminster. The Gators narrowly lead the all-time series with the Titans 25-24-6 dating back to 1899, but the teams have not met since a 27-14 Allegheny win in Meadville in 2009. Finally, 2 teams in search of their first win of the season meet at Chuck Knoll Field in Latrobe, as 0-2 St. Vincent hosts 0-2 Teal at 1 p.m. The Bearcats hold a narrow 12-11 advantage in the all-time series, which began in 1930, and have won the last 6 meetings against the Tomcats, including a 41-7 win in Greenville last fall. That's all for this edition of the PAC Football Report. Log on to the conference website at www.pacathletics.org anytime for the latest news, scores, statistics, and other information. You can follow us on social media via Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links are available at the PAC website. I'm Joe Onderko. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the stadium.